going to fuck up foreign policy. He's going to fuck up NATO. He's going to fuck up with Russia and China and that part. As far as the economy goes and this and that and what happens in America, it's all bullshit, like you say.
I mean, they're all going to go to
And the problem with Trump, the problem I have with Trump don't listen to nobody. He don't listen to his big advisors, supposedly. Look what happened last time. If he didn't like what somebody told him, his honchos and all his experts, if he didn't like what they told him, he got rid of them. So that's my problem with him. It's I mean you got to listen to some of your head people.
I do get that, but when I think of all of that, and then I think of, like you said, foreign affairs. Maybe us having a friend relationship with China and Russia is not a bad thing either. Why is it such this big evil thing? Are we letting really Russia take over the world? I doubt that.
Don't touch anything.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
We're only on one camera?
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton, and my brother David Lawton. Hey, bro, how you doing, kid?
Hey, how's everybody out there doing? Hey, what's up, Larry?
Everybody, I think, is doing good. Here we are, the day after Trump was shot. He was shot.
What a surprise, huh?
Is that a blowing you away thing? Is it just, to me, it's just, wow, I can't believe it.
It's history. Yeah, it's going to be in history books.
I mean, the last shooting I remember, of course, is 1981 when President Reagan.
Of a president, but I remember the Scalise shooting in the softball field.
Yeah, but that's not, that was just a somewhat random bullshit. I'm talking about like an attempt on a president was, of course, Kennedy in 60. We don't remember it. We were kids. I actually remember the TV being off. No, because remember we had 5 stations?
Breaking up our cartoons, yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember, of course, when Reagan, I remember where I was when Reagan got shot. I was in the military, and we revered Reagan. You were, too, I think, in 81. I think you were in the military, too.
I think so, too, yeah.
We might have been down into Mario boat lifters. That was 81.
Might have been in Key West around that time,
That's true. I think it was, I don't know, September. Maybe we just got back.
Well, it was around that time. Who knows?
But. Yeah. First of all, on the show, thank you, Oliva. You guys are great. We're smoking Oliva cigars, of course, right now. They are my cigars, but Oliva makes them. So I have one here myself I am going to enjoy as well. So what my brother and I are going to do is we're going to look at and talk about the shooting of President Trump. Now, first of all, we're going to talk where this goes to, bro, and I'll tell you why I wanted to say this. I was going to say it before the show. You said, tell me. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to read something. I want to read something. Hold on. I'm going to read something. I think you guys will like it, or you'll like it. This is the statement, everybody. And Dave, I'll read the whole statement, and after you tell me.
Statement from
This
who?
is the statement from former President Trump.
Okay.
He goes, I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want you to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. Ends up being 2.
Right.
It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound and shots and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized that then what was really happening. God bless America. What I wanted to say about that's Donald Trump's statement, the second statement right after it happened. And I want to say one thing. That's the greatest statement here. It does not remind me of Trump, or if that statement makes him the president.
Well, like I was going to tell you before the show, but I'll tell you now, my personal opinion, and you know I'm not a big Trumpster, and I'm not a big Biden guy either. But if Trump plays his cards right and he keeps to that tone, that's his ticket to the presidency. Because you know how America is. They always rally around,
anything like that.
Anything like that, like the World Trade Center bomb, all of that stuff.
Anything that's attacking America in its general way.
Exactly.
I agree, 100%.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. That's exactly what happens. But that statement I just read to you over here was like, to me, man, this guy, I know people are helping him and he's putting it out and he's got writers and all. But you know Trump, he approves it all because he'll say what the hell he wants. He'll get on there and say, that guy should be shot. I mean, that's why we need me. And
well, already on social media, right after on his
Truth Social?
Truth Trump or social,
Truth
whatever
Social,
it is. Guys were saying, oh, yeah, Biden is a bad shot and all of this.
Oh.
And you know what I mean. Biden had nothing to do with that. Biden even made a good statement, too. Called up Trump and the whole 9 yards. I mean, which it should be like that. I mean, the country should come together over this, not apart.
You know what I was thinking, Dave? I really was. I was thinking imagine if Donald Trump now has his own awakening and he comes up and he ends up going to call him, Biden as they do, and say, hey, listen, Joe, I'm done with all this. Let's be just men. I will do this. And, and Biden says, Donald, whatever happens, I'll give you a pardon in all federal things or whatever. We'll talk to the states and just get this thing behind the country, this negativity behind the country. I would love to see that.
Already, you know what Biden did already. The first thing he did yesterday.
Oh, he stopped campaigns.
He stopped all his commercials.
Right.
All his, the commercials and all of that.
Well, that's the thing to do,
Exactly. He did the right thing. He called them up. He got a hold of them. He called them up.
Talk about a bump. Here's your next, tonight actually starts.
Bumping what, the polls?
Well, tonight starts the Republican convention.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tonight, actually, is the kickoff. And here we are. I mean, you want to talk about they talk about getting a bump off of convention. You said it right. I think if he plays this right, does it right, brings the country together.
Around, I mean, listen, he's got his Trumpsters and Biden's got the hard.
Biden's got the nuts saying, he's such an evil man. We take everything to do. I'm saying there's some Democrats saying that Trump's evil. We have to do whatever we can to not let him be president.
Not since this happened, though.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
What I'm getting at is that part of this too? I don't know why this. I'm dying to see the investigation into this kid. Here he is a Republican.
You do know the kid was a registered Republican. He was a 20-year-old kid, registered Republican.
That's a shame because he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, there's a lot more to investigate about.
He's dead, though. I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah, exactly. But they're going through his phone records and computers and all that bullshit.
Are you kidding me?
They're
going to know everything about that kid. Every time he jerked off, they're going to know about it.
Of course. But, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, who knows about the kid? But the bottom line is he was registered as a Republican, and he shot the president. Yeah. With an AR-47
Yeah, it wasn't a 22.
No, it was an AR-47.
AR-45? No, AR-47.
Something like that.
Whatever now, AR-47.
Yeah.
And so
according to the guy I watched today on Fox, the sharpshooter from the military,
we just did. Very, very good.
The guy said the guy was a very bad shot because, I mean, he said he could have trained any woman or anybody on the panel that he was on, that he could have trained them, and he said
that he could close his eyes and kill.
Close his eyes, 9 out of 10 times he'd hit him right where he wanted to.
Yeah, right.
At 230 yards.
Yeah, that's not a big shot for them,
No, not for that gun and for whatever,
Oh, 230 yards is nothing for those kind of shooters.
Within 300 yards, they're dead on within an inch.
Yeah, within an inch.
Within an inch. Once
they don't even need to do the wind, I think, at 300.
I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but this guy knew. If anybody wants to watch it, just Google Republican Congressman sharpshooter from the military.
He did. Now, what my brother's also talking about, see, we were watching videos. The guy's name is Corey Mills. And Corey Mills is a congressman, and he's a very, very frank Satan. It says GOP lawmakers who used to be snipers says security failures led to the shooting. And it did, obviously. But then again, Dave, I wanted to just say this, not knocking on any of these agents or whatever. If you're the president, you got a different level of security than you do as a guy who's running or a former president.
And he said that. In his interview, the guy said that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the president. You can forget it. They're coming here with pre-teams, and it's a whole different level. Yeah. I mean, they're going out and they're hitting these guys good.
But even though he's an ex-president,
A former president.
Former president. And a running, running for the presidency.
Presidential candidate.
He's going to be the...
he's the nominee.
He's the nominee, right. And all of that the Secret Service kind of, this guy was saying, which I agree 100%, they kind of, something went wrong there because they're supposed to have within 300 yards totally locked down. And if this guy shot from 230 yards, how did he get on a roof with a rifle and nobody knew it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like he went through, an underground tunnel and up through a thing, a pipe. This guy climbed up on a roof, and people were screaming,
supposedly,
hey, there's up guy up there with a gun. And he still had enough time to shoot.
Right. Well, supposedly the people screaming told local police. And the guy they interviewed wasn't sure if the local police notified the Secret Service.
Well, they're supposed to be on one network where, what they told me is the Secret Service comes in.
With the local police?
Yeah, like they'll come in and then they, assess their situation. With the one guy was saying, Dave, that actually one of the agents will stand on the stage where the president's going to be speaking or whoever, the protectee, look out. And anywhere that they can see, they can be shot.
I didn't see nobody standing on the stage when this happened. I seen them running on the stage.
I am talking about
before the fact.
Before they even come on stage. What happens with the tech and security? So now he looks out and goes, there's a roof right there.
Yeah, let's watch out there. Let's watch out here.
I don't know how much this was done. Obviously, 230 yards is right across the way. It was right across the way with a straight shot right at the president.
Right over his right shoulder.
I mean, it was like a nothing. I mean, I can't believe at least that wasn't covered.
Yeah, well, that's a security breach by somebody, whoever.
Well, that's what we know of. A lot of people were saying when it first happened, they said, "Oh man, no, it's he just got scraped or whatever." You're right, but he was an inch away from getting his head blown off.
No question. Lucky. He's lucky.
And he had an AR-15 there. He would have blown his brains.
If anybody watches the video, right before he got hit, he turned his head to the crowd. If he don't turn his head to the crowd, he turned his head a little this way.
He gets it right in the eye.
Wherever he gets it, you know what I mean?
Right between the eyes.
I mean, an inch could have made, like you said, could have been life.
Oh. We would have saw.
The bullet never penetrated his head. It clipped his ear.
Be good.
It clipped his ear.
Yeah, we have no, you have no idea. He could have had his head blown right off in front of everybody in the world. I mean, really. And, I look at that, and the more this campaign keeps going on.
Where you going, Nick?
The more.
Shopping for your mom.
You want my car?
Oh, go take it up there, yeah.
Yeah, that's way easier.
Yeah. Do what you got to do. Hey, so now, Dave, what we're talking about is nobody needs this right now. This is the worst thing. And the more I'm thinking after this happened, right? I literally thought about this. I says, people who do vilify Trump, and I did at one point, everybody did at one point, they're all alike, all these politicians. Every one of them. Every one of them. I'm sick of some saying, well, but not as bad as this one or as bad as this one. From Reagan, who spent us and killed us and to win the Cold War, though, bring pride back if you want, or to this one, to Bush, to going into Kuwait, and then that was good. Then the other Bush going in and taking him out, maybe not taking him. Every one of these guys say bullshit. They lie. Things happen. Ronald Reagan had the Iran-Contra. He could have went to jail. We took Noriega and put him in prison for what Ronald Reagan did, bro.
I remember that.
Ronald Reagan did that.
Went to his own country and got him.
We went to Panama.
Right.
I know one of the jet pilots that was one. He said I was buzzing the city and we were scaring him, and we did. He goes, we would go 100 feet above the street lights. He goes, and windows would break. And he's in one of those, I don't know what, 15, whatever it is back then. And he says, yeah, we buzzed the city and broke windows, and that was an intimidation factor. I golf with him at Glenn's golf course. And so, anyway, but I was thinking, forget all that. Now, is Trump this evil giant? No, he got bullshit. Let's face it. That case in New York with the 34 felonies is bullshit. Because every single one of those business people do it. Everyone. Everyone. And if that's what you're getting him for, now you are being a picky ass. Now, the one I didn't like personally, and I'm dying to see the one in Georgia with the, hey, I need 11,000 votes. I mean, do you say that? But does that rise to the thing of, treasonous or? I'm not buying all that either. I don't know. The more I even think about it. It doesn't matter who even wins this election.
Depends. It depends on how you feel.
What do you think? I know you're not a Trump supporter. I know that. You're not a Biden supporter.
Nope.
You don't know what to do, though. I mean, you're trying to take the lesser of two evils.
I just think my personal opinion is I think Trump's is going to fuck up foreign policy. He's going to fuck up NATO. He's going to fuck up with Russia and China and that part. As far as the economy goes and this and that and what happens in America, it's all bullshit, like you say.
I mean, they're all going to go to
And the problem with Trump, the problem I have with Trump don't listen to nobody. He don't listen to his big advisors, supposedly. Look what happened last time. If he didn't like what somebody told him, his honchos and all his experts, if he didn't like what they told him, he got rid of them. So that's my problem with him. It's you got to listen to some of your high people.
I do get that, but when I think of all of that, and then I think of, like you said, foreign affairs. Maybe us having a friend relationship with China and Russia is not a bad thing either. Why is it such this big evil thing? Are we letting really Russia take over the world? I doubt that. I mean, really. And I don't think Trump could do it, or one person could do it, or China could do it. I mean, what's wrong with having a president that freaking, quite frankly, nobody knows what he's going to do? I mean, whether it's foreign affairs or anything. Nobody knows what he's going to do. You know that. He don't know what the hell he's going to do.
That's the problem.
Well, sometimes, I thought about that, and I'm saying, wait a minute. Why is that such a big deal? Because right now, we don't know what's working anyway. It's not like, Dave says, hey, Larry, right now we got, things we know has to happen. Not one thing one of these parties said has ever come true.
As far as what?
And anything. They say they're going to fix the security wall. Nobody does fix security. They say they're going to fix welfare. They say they're going to fix Social Security. I don't know who said. Listen, I'm glad I'm my age, because I don't think a Nick gets Social Security.
Well, I don't either.
And that's the same, because they're stealing that money from us.
However
you want to do it, you and I are getting paid. But what happens when kids start coming now and they get what's going to happen? Tell me.
Nobody knows. They just can't. Well, there'll be you just can't take a guy who's 50 years old. Example, he's been paying Social Security since he's 18. Let's say, okay, so he's been paying Social Security for 32 years.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, any president comes in and says, "Okay, all right, whoever's on Social Security, you're locked in, you're grandfathered in, you're going to get it." Blah 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 blah. But anybody, you can't do that. They're going to have to come up with something. Okay, we're going to stop Social Security.
But they have to do something, bro, because they could never keep affording the people who are 50 and they get to 65.
Well, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? You can't.
But you just can't say all the money you put in. Thank you.
That I agree.
Well, there'll be a big revolution.
There's going to be an uproar, and that's what I'm telling you. Listen, we are living in socialist country. We have Social Security, which everyone puts in and everyone takes out. Everyone puts in amount, and everybody gets amount out, justified by whatever rules you all come up with. That's called socialist. That's called communist. That's exactly what it's called, bro. It is not. Capitalism is F you to everybody out there. Whatever you make, you keep. If not, get the hell out of here and all this bullshit. But then how would you, fix roads and do that? Now, we all get taxes. We all understand the system, how it goes. I do. But if it's not sustainable, how do you do it?
Fix it. I don't know how.
I agree.
You got to get some experts to get their heads together and fix it.
And everybody, exactly.
However they come up with it.
Have you seen every politician says they're going to do it, and not one does it? It's
yeah, of course. But
so it's not like Trump. That's what I was getting at. People who vilify Trump. Do I like Trump? Do I think he's a liar? Do I think he's for himself? You know what? Yes, I do. But do I think he's any different than Biden, who maybe helped this kid and did things, and he's, just because he's been in politics for 50, 60 years. If that's not corruption in some way or another and become worth millions and millions of dollars.
Every politician's a millionaire.
Exactly. So my point to you is, what party's right? I don't think either one of them are. I think they're both corrupt. I think our system should be fixed in some way possible. I really do. I think Trump handled this incident so far so well.
Agree.
And I think Biden did too so far.
Agree. Both of them handled it like they should have.
But I think the sympathy thing is going to go towards Trump.
It is. So far it is.
And,
so far, you're right.
And how do you and Biden has been one of the causes of the bullcrap. Like they say Trump was inciting people to do the riot. Well, kind of Biden incites, this guy's an existential threat to the United States at all costs. We need to beat this guy. Like the world's going to end if Trump gets in. That's, you tell these kids this and shit, and we got to do something. You know what I mean? Or whatever happens. And before you know it, they believe crap. Just like the Trump people. I mean, you could look at it like both ways.
It does go both ways.
So
that's why they say the rhetoric's got to stop.
Oh, the rhetoric has got to stop. But will it stop?
Because, yes, me or you, we don't listen to the rhetoric. It's all bullshit and all of this. But you get one wacko who believes it, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Now,
and like they said, they had all the experts talking, and I heard 10 of them say it today. If somebody's willing to give up their life to kill somebody, there's not much they can do about it.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
Even Secret Service.
I heard
if they're willing to give up their life for it.
And what they said also was, if it's in a venue where they can't like the White House, you can't get to them.
Well, yeah,
no matter what.
We're not. Yes, we're not talking about that.
But if he's out on a campaign trail or something,
wherever, I mean, there's only so much you could do. Yes, you could guard him, you could protect him, you could do all of this, but if you get some fucking wacko that's willing to give up their life, yeah, they might get one shot off, but they're dead. But if they're willing to do that,
right. Listen, if he puts enough TNT on him and even gets into a vicinity of them.
If he puts enough.
I mean, right. I said he's willing to kill himself. He's really a 150-pound guy. He puts 100 pounds of dynamite, looks fat, and puts up makeup and does the whole work. Pays $50,000 to see the thing at a presidential.
Whatever they do.
Just gets in that room. He blows the whole damn place up. The president's dead. No matter how you look at it.
I don't know if he'll get in the room, but even close to the room.
Blow a building down like they did in Oklahoma City.
Or his parade, or the car pool thing. What you got to do is.
He's in that car. He's the safest person on the planet.
Not if a truck comes and blows up near him.
No, if that truck can blow up near him, Dave, man, I'm telling you, I've been watching stuff on Secret Service.
How secure that is?
You know that door is thick as a plane freaking door.
I don't know.
You can't. There's plating underneath it. It is bomb-proof. It is amazing.
Bulletproof, bomb-proof.
They have oxygen in the trunk.
It might send the car 20 feet in the air, but he'll be all right.
He's going to live. He might get banged around a lot, but he's going to live. It's amazing what that car can do. What anti-missile shit. That car weighs 20,000 pounds, bro.
Does that car go with them to other countries?
Oh, absolutely. 3 of them.
Or do they have them in the...
No, you should see.
They get flown on a plane over there?
Yeah, they have another plane, a transport plane. It's pretty cool stuff. They also have it where... Listen to this, man. It's real cool. They go up and they fly the cars to the president's brigade.
Wherever he's going.
And he's not one.
It's like 3 or 4 or 5.
How many? Like 7.
Well, however many.
One of them is a van that throws out electrical pulses in front of the motorcade and disables any triggering device that can go off like in a sewer or underground or anything, so you can't get the triggering device to go. So if you planted a bomb in a sewer cover, even though they weld it closed, you think, but we're gonna wait until he gets right over and we're gonna blow that shit up.
That van screws everything up.
That van won't let that thing. It kills. It's an electric pulse that wipes out any single that's in front of that.
Amazing the technology.
Are you kidding me, man? That's the shit they tell us. Could you imagine?
But they don't tell us.
They don't tell us. Well, they even say they have the president's blood in the trunk. They have rifles, shotguns, machine guns, oxygen. I mean, they have a fog system, an oil system. You ain't met. That thing is 20,000 pounds, bro. That's like my RV's weight. Well, it's 25,000 pounds. That is...
What are you talking about the van?
No, the presidential, it's called the Beast.
Oh, you're talking about his car.
His car, Dave, is 20,000 pounds.
It's like an RV. Your RV's 25,000.
Right. It is like, you know how heavy that is? They were called run flat tires. You can shoot them. You can do anything. They keep going. You ain't stopped. They got the thickness of those doors. They could take a rocket. They could take like a medium. I don't know.
Did they say what that car cost?
No, it was confidential, but it millions.
Of course,
millions. And then they have a couple of them, so you don't even know which one he's in.
A couple of alike, just like that.
Exactly when they want to throw. Then they have advanced cars with rockets on it and shit. Like they're fighting back. You know, you can't like pin them in an alleyway. They're gonna shoot rockets back at you. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're badass, man. They have, and
of course the military jets are probably on call.
Oh, yeah, all they're gonna do is call in an airstrike.
Yeah, whatever.
With probably helicopters. You know, like those
whatever
Black Hawk helicopters. We were watching Nick and I watch this stuff when I'm sitting in here doing something, and we watch this guy that goes on these military planes and jets and. Dave, what we see is what we see. I always think of this because I remember 92. You remember it very well. When obviously all this shit came out with the Iraq War, when the bombs were going in chimneys and windows. And we're watching this shit on TV like,
shooting from a damn fucking...
a submarine.
Submarine and putting it in a window 600 miles away.
Oh, man. You remember we were watching this?
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like they're showing...
That's how accurate they are.
That's why I don't know what's going on with this Russian...
And that's 92.
Thing. That's 30
years ago. 32 years ago.
Imagine what they have today. I can't even... And that to us was like so...
Now they probably do that shit from space.
I don't know if they had, I heard they have a weapon that can actually, like, they can point it at the guy like in a window to a sniper, and it can vaporize everything in there and not touch the building and not do any damage to it, just kill everybody. I mean, they got some shit, man, that you got they had, do you know they have stuff that looks through walls?
Nah, that's what we know. How about what do they have that we don't know?
Yeah.
You know they have stuff we don't know yet. That's brand new shit or whatever, and it's top secret. You know what I mean?
You mean like you're talking about when we did the, like when 92, when they came out with all this shit?
We didn't know about that shit.
No, they guided bombs that go right down the chimney.
We didn't know that.
And they're bunker busters. You remember they go in the thing all the way down in the bunker and blow everybody? Oh,
I mean, that wasn't big public information until they used them.
Yeah. I think, a lot of times I listen to a lot of these shows. I think, and I mean this, I think that, what's it called? I think a lot of these UFOs are weapons that the United States is developing and out in like, in the
Mexico
desert,
and New Mexico.
And they get reported. I'm talking about the shit can go up, down, like like almost like a,
in other words, some of the
like
things
a drone
that
shit.
People think of UFOs are the government shit.
Oh, it's government shit with laser crap on it that can like disappear. Like you can't see it anymore for whatever reason.
Who knows, man? I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm telling you, I'll bet then all of a sudden these pilots see it and it's gone. And it's really not gone, of course, but they figured out a way to paint the background right in front of it, and it's like, you could never tell. You know what I'm saying? Something like that shit. I'm telling you, I guarantee they have that kind of stuff. Because I can't believe it's all fucking just UFOs over the special areas that are like, the Pacific Ocean near.
They don't ever talk about it.
Near San Diego, the biggest military.
Area of whatever that is.
Area in Nevada. No, Nevada. Nevada, Area 51.
Area 51, whatever it is. Yeah.
So, I'm not saying anything about that. Maybe that's just a great, like, we got such great technology. We better tell these people it's aliens. And we'll keep that bullshit going for a long time. And after that's gone, that is perfect. Because then, what we're doing they don't want it to come. Listen, they are so calculating. We could be losing and they won't come out with it because it's not a big enough time where we know once we come out with it, we're going to wipe out a freaking nation or some shit.
If we have to, right.
Yeah, like it says, we beat the shit out of the number 3 army, the Iraqi army. The Revolutionary Guard. You remember when they were...
Whoever made them the number 3 army? Because I don't know. We
We
walked
wiped
through
them
them.
out in 100 hours.
We walked through them like fucking
butter,
like
knife through a butter.
like a hot knife through butter.
You remember Norman Schwarzkopf, Stormin' Norman?
Yeah, he surrounded. We walked through them, and every damn Iraqi guy was surrendering.
Oh, we were
The elite army, whatever it was.
the elite guard. It's called the Revolutionary Guard.
Whatever. They were garbage.
Let me tell you something. Norman Schwarzkopf, Stormin' Norman.
Yeah.
Him and Powell. Powell was big in that, if you remember.
Yeah, well, Stormin' Norman was running the whole show then.
And he was a genius too, dude. You
Yeah.
know that. The guy had like 190 IQ and he knew how to lead, and he just walked through these people. He walked through these people like you said, like a hot knife through butter. and they're like, what? I mean, his tanks is this. We didn't lose anybody, I don't think.
I don't think. Well, if we did, it was very
An accident.
minimal. It was an accident on our part, maybe.
Yeah.
Not because of them.
We wiped them out so quick. They were quitting like so quick. It's like, oh, and we should see. That's why I always say we showed the world back then why we were the best country in the world. That was definitely
That was
the time.
92.
That
too,
was
so.
right when Russia fell. Now you got to remember, I don't think Russia showed how they could have such a great military.
They sure haven't been showing it in Ukraine.
Yeah,
When they were supposed to take over Kiev in 3 days, and they're
And
still
it's
fighting
years.
3 years later almost.
Yeah, and I don't know when. And obviously, it's got to stop.
Of course. But, I mean, we're just talking about how powerful they say they are.
Yeah, well, now you again, the United States spends a lot of money, and you can see why. You know, I was looking. Nick and I were watching these videos today, training. They are shooting missiles to do training. That you know how much money we must spend. The United States. I'm just saying, and why we're the #1 military in the world. They're shooting, $100,000 missiles just for practice to go, let's get this guy on target. They were showing like the F-16, the F-22 Raptor, how why it's the most killing plane in the world. And
It's the newest plane?
yeah, and then they got another one they showed, the helicopter, why those Apache helicopters wipe shit out. I mean, they had the most offensive weapon. I mean, they wipe shit out. And it was showing why, And then you say to yourself, you go, oh, man, that's real shit. But the money we spent just in watching them show and doing that you think of the money we spent. I mean, that is untold millions and millions. They're not shooting $10 bullets, They're shooting missiles and guided shit and testing it out in the oceans. And think of the money and fuel and everything they do. I always think that, and that's why we're so good. Everybody thinks why the cops aren't good because they don't train. What does the military do every
Plus, they don't
fucking
have
day?
the money the government has either. But
Well, what I was getting at.
I mean, I also seen a show where all the money we spend, which is like oogles of money on the military compared to other countries.
Oh.
But in retrospect to how rich of a country we are, it's only peanuts.
Oh, you mean to our GDP?
Right, GDP.
Yeah,
In other words, compared to what Russia spending 7% of their GDP
Right, we're
on their
spending like
military,
3%.
and we're spending like 2.8% on our GDP, and we're spending
How about GDP?
10 GDP, and we're spending 10 times more than they are, money wise, but way less in our economy. You know what I mean?
It's pretty crazy. Let me see if we can get a guest on who everybody likes to hear from. And if we can get him to come on, it'll be a lot of fun. And he has a lot to say about what happened yesterday. And, as I tell the fans, I tell Paulie is my buddy, but Paulie's crazy as hell. So we all know that. So we're going to hopefully get Paulie on here and see what he says, if he can pick up. And Paulie will be in Colombia.
What time is it there?
I think it's only an hour difference or something.
Thank you for calling American Litigation Consultant. Unfortunately, we are busy and not able to take your call at this time.
All right, Paulie wasn't there. If he comes, I think he will. I'm gonna let
He'll
David
call back if he's around.
Oh, Paulie will definitely call because that's what he does, and he's funny as hell. We know that. Paulie, because he'll come up with some conspiracy theory. Pelosi's husband, who got beat up by the guy, was that kid's stepson or some shit. He'll come up with crazy something. I love Paulie to death, but that's exactly what, and it. That's the way Paulie is. He makes you laugh so much. So no, he can't. Just on the phone with David.
Yeah, forget about it. Keep talking.
No. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna forget about it now.
Yeah, who knows what he's doing anyway?
No, listen. We watched the news when that happened yesterday. I remember.
Listen, I was watching the Met game yesterday.
Yeah, how did it happen?
I was watching the Met game yesterday. The game ended. I don't know what time, 6:15, whatever time it was, and I flicked over to the news channel, and breaking news: Trump shot. I said, "What is this for real?" And they were showing shit, and that was on all night long, of course, on every station and whatever. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable what it was like. I couldn't believe it, but it was a sad day for this country that somebody's got to shoot
Did they stop the game?
No, the game ended like right around that time. But they mentioned it in the after show, whatever, not the pregame show. The
at the end of the game, post-game show, where they do the interviews and stuff.
They mentioned it. I mean, the
announcer.
The Mets post-game show.
Who does it now? Like
I don't even know his name, man.
It's not like somebody.
Well, we're not talking about the game itself. The game itself is Keith Hernandez,
right? Keith,
but not them. We're talking post-game. Post-game, they go to like a studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but usually it's somebody like a David Cohn.
No, not the Yankees, but whatever.
Yeah, whoever. Whatever. You know what I meant, though.
Yeah.
I heard about it. I was in here.
How'd you find out? What were you watching?
Oh no, I actually went in to see Mom. Mm-hmm. Now Mom's watching her show, a game show. Crap, So
they didn't.
It was 6 o'clock, so I know I like to watch the news with her sometimes. I'll watch
6:30.
That's all I'll ever. And I only watch the first 15 minutes because after that it's all commercial. It pissed me off. It really.
I'm with you.
They wonder why news is gone.
I watched the first 15 minutes of David Muir, and it's all news, world news, good news, and then it's like commercial after.
And they keep trying to hook you.
After 2 sentences, it's another commercial.
Yeah, they hook you and try to, and I won't watch it from then. And I literally shut it off.
Well, all the good shit is the first 15 minutes.
And anyway. I tell Mom, I said, this is why TV is losing. Oh, but it's a commercial they pay. Listen, YouTube does the same thing, but you could have a skippable commercial. You could pay for it, so you don't pay for commercials. Like I don't. I said, Mom.
So how'd you find it on her game show? Well, you
didn't. Nick came in.
How did he find it? On his phone?
Yeah, Nick was out on Instagram or something, and he said, like you. He goes, Trump shot, right when it happened, and he thought it was bullshit,
So you just come and put the TV
on? He came in, he looked on it a few, he goes, Larry, Trump shot. I go, shut up, man. He goes, no, he just shot him in. And then we decided to go live, and I ended up having 20,000 viewers in 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I did a 2-hour show from like 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Something like that.
Watching the TV.
Watching the TV, because there's a couple platforms we have, they can watch it with me.
Okay.
And then the YouTube people are here, and they can hear it and listen. So I had 20,000 on YouTube, and another, I don't know how many thousand on the other platform. But we were just talking about the show, and that's why some people say, where's your brother? We need the news. I'll show you them. They're pretty cool. So I said we would come and do a show. Listen, face it. Our fans are people they like the crazy Paulies and the shit and me and you but they hear the truth. They hear listen. We don't give a shit. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. We're gonna say it like
tell it like it is.
I mean, listen. I think it's gonna be sad because I think Trump has great outs for his whole life. I think not out. I think also that Biden should recognize that he is as insightful as Trump was with the election. He's just as insightful calling Trump, the devil. We can't have him. He's an existential threat to the United States, and you can't. Both of them are the same. I'm saying he's saying just the bullshit.
I agree.
So he can't start
both parties. Because they're all saying it,
and it's bullshit. Well, we both know that. You and I both know that's bullshit. Because it doesn't mean shit. First of all. Most people don't even know who their congressmen are. Oh, I gotta get. I'm gonna call Mike Karadopoulos. You know who he is? Yeah. No. Yeah, to get him on. Come on, he's running for Congress.
I know that.
He's running for Posey's seat.
I see his signs all over.
Yeah, Posey's my dog. So anyway, and he endorsed him, so I'll call him.
Who's he running against?
There's a few people running for that post.
There are.
I really don't know. Yeah, but there's about 3. There's about 3 running.
Three Republicans?
I think 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat, or 2 Republicans. Yeah, or maybe 3.
I guess the Republican Party must be back in Harrodapolis.
Posey is, so I would assume that is the truth, Posey was in there a long time. He was in there for 8 terms, 16 years.
Tim don't like him.
Who?
Tim.
Oh, no, I know.
He don't like Harrodapolis.
Oh, I know that. You're going to have people who like him, and you're going to have people who don't like him.
No, of course.
Obviously, I mean, that has.
I don't even know him, so I can't say.
I know him. I
don't know his politics. What is he now?
He's a Republican. He was the Senate president.
It's a Republican, but what is he right now?
Nothing. He was the Senate. He's the former Senate president. He was the president
of the state.
Of the state.
Okay.
But he was the president of the Senate of the state.
Okay.
It's a big deal, obviously.
How come he's not a senator in the state anymore?
Because you get termed out.
Oh, okay.
It's 2-year term.
I didn't know that.
It's 8 years
state.
For state, and in Congress, I think.
So what is he now?
He's nothing. He's a former senator.
That's all he is. He's not.
I don't know if he's he running
a lobbyist or anything.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, he is a lobbyist. He has a lobbyist.
Like most of them are.
Yeah, lobbyist firm and whatever bullshit. I don't know what foundation or bullshit they run on. So I don't know. I'd love to ask him, see what he's doing. He had his ups and downs, but I mean, listen, I don't care what a guy does. Again, whatever in his private life, so to speak. Did you hear about the guy, the Sketch?
I don't know.
Do you know who Sketch is?
No, never heard of him.
You remember
a person?
Yeah, the guy, the streamer who acts almost like a little bit of a slow guy, wears the Houston jersey.
I heard a young kid.
Yeah, he's a streamer.
I heard about him. I heard you showed me a video of him
He
once.
even went to the.
He was interviewing some Trump supporters and whatever.
No.
Remember the guy?
No, that's another guy.
The young kid.
No, I'm gonna show you one that you'll know. Now you'll know. No, I wish I would. Oh, okay. Sketch NFL draft.
Sketch NFL draft.
Okay, this guy got real big. This kid.
That kid?
This kid. Okay, I'm gonna play this.
I've never seen.
You ready? Listen to this, Dave. Okay, watch this, Dave.
Well, I can't watch it on the show.
Special teams coach Travis Green. Punt team, get ready.
And if you don't know that reference I just made about a Brit saying punter, go ahead and Google it.
Make some noise! Come on!
What about it?
Football!
Listen.
Come on!
It's Sketch, people.
Love this guy.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 123rd pick to the Houston Texans. With the 123rd pick of the NFL draft, the Houston Texans select Cade Stover, tight end, Ohio State.
Oh, we're going from the punter to wrap up
the So that's Sketch. He became a famous streamer, only in a year and a half, tops. Wasn't even known. Come out of nowhere. Huge. They just had an OnlyFans was found of his, right?
Yeah.
And he was doing sex with like two black guys.
Who, Sketch?
Yeah. Guys have like 10-inch members.
Yeah.
One in the front, one in his back, one in the front, one. It's all over the internet. It's bigger than Kim Kardashian's sex tape. Bigger than any sex tape you remember with Dennis Rodman back with Lonnie Anderson or whoever it was, Bonds. And it's all over. The NFL dropped them in 5 minutes. I mean, he shouldn't have had to apologize. I had to do a whole video on it. Because who cares what he does? That's his business. Who gives a shit? But anyway, that was Sketch. What do you think? I notice I have to bring this up. Alec Baldwin's case was dropped.
Yeah, well,
I watched this one. That's why I want to ask you.
Prejudiced.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Oh, it means they can't retry it. They can't refile it. They can't do anything. It's done.
Yeah.
With prejudice. Yeah. That's what it means. I wish they'd do this to some of these rappers that are getting screwed because they're in jail for years without
withholding evidence.
Huh?
They withheld evidence.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the prosecutor. Not only they help withhold evidence, they tried them once. They had a hung jury on one down south. So let these guys out. I mean, if you have a hung jury, don't get them back in jail.
Who had a hung jury? Oh, you're talking about another case.
Another case down in South Florida. Same thing. Guys in there for years. another rapper, and they took him to trial, whole trial, and they had a hung jury, could not convict. Now they're gonna retry it, which they can, but it's been year and a half. Why should this kid be staying in jail? We have a bail system for a reason.
He should be out of jail if it's a hung jury.
Absolutely,
at least on bail. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why is he in jail?
They are, again, it's the government saying, they charge him up crazy shit.
It's a judge not releasing him, though.
Judges are it's showing how broken the system is. There's no way. There's only two reasons you can't have bail. Two reasons. Either you're a threat to the community or you're a flight risk. The flight risk you could stop, no pan, you can't go out of the country, no whatever it is, and put a nice big number on it. And if he does leave, so what? You made a lot of money. That's my always theory. You get a guy like Pablo Escobar and you put a $50 million bail and he jumps bail. So what? You just got $50 million and he's not coming back, or it's not like he's the only one who's not going to do that. It's not like his arrest was going to stop the cartel from working.
Right.
You know what I mean? Another guy's going to come up and take his place, and drugs going to keep flowing, right?
Right.
So now you got a guy who won't come back in the country. He's going to do everything he can. You know who you're dealing with. You just got $50 million from him.
Then he's going to lay low.
And if I caught him again, I put $100 million. And I don't care, because now I'm not even feeding him. I'm not housing him. I'm not doing anything. I mean, think of that, Dave. That's $150 million you could have made from Moros Cartel. Listen to me. That's real money.
Why is this kid, whoever it is, the one in South Miami, wherever he's from, why is he still in jail? Was it a murder case? What was
Another
it?
murder case. Two guys in a car. What's the one?
What, a rapper or something?
Yeah, another rapper case and all that kind of crap. And listen to me. That's why he's not a threat to the community, I don't think. You know what I mean? He's not out like shooting neighbors and robbing, like going crazy, mass shooting. I mean, there's none of that. No sign of that. So I think he should be out. I think he should be out. And of course, I think anybody. I don't care who you are in this country. If you can make bail,
yeah,
make it, number one. If you got such evidence and we can't keep putting people in prison just because we have enough evidence. And after a hung jury, should we automatically let go, in my opinion?
On bail. Because they do have an option.
Well, here's another thing. I don't know why it's taken him so long to re-indict. I think they should have a time frame. You have 6 months to take it to retrial.
He got a good lawyer, because his lawyer should be fighting for him to get out.
Right, and the law should state if you don't retry it within 6 months, file for the date and get a date within 6 months. It's dismissed with prejudice.
Especially if the guy's in jail. I mean, what the hell?
Why
you want to release him, and you can, who cares? But
that's a whole thing. Then there's statute of limitations on certain stuff and stuff.
Not on murder, but
no, there's not, right? But meaning at least some kind of clocks run. There's speedy trial laws even on murder.
Yeah.
If you can't get the guy, it's a speedy trial law.
Yep.
So they need to start enforcing some of these laws. And here's the problem: rich people usually can do it. These African American kids,
he'd be out on bail if he was rich.
These kids are rich. Trust me, rich.
Well, they don't have the right lawyer.
That could be, and we know that. We've seen that happen with Tyson. You want one? We've seen that happen with Tyson. We've seen that happen with a lot of people. So, all right, let me go back to Let me go back to the Trump thing for a minute with you. What do you think's going to happen this week? What's your prediction? Like tomorrow's Monday morning, the convention happens. Does it slowly get pushed back and back and back, or
what get pushed back and back?
The Trump assassination attempt. I think
when
Trump opens his mouth, it's going to be the biggest speech. It's going to be broadcast worldwide.
No question. But if he gives a good speech and he don't crank up the rhetoric, then he's in good shape, real good shape. For having all the public behind him.
I don't think he could lose.
Oh, depends. Right now, he's sitting in the driver's seat. Let's put it that way.
Well, it's not even just this. I mean, even beforehand, I think. But although, I've been watching a lot of the Biden speeches. Listen, things are coming down. And are they coming down because of election BS again? Gas is coming down a little bit. Sometimes a little of the prices. But I go to the store, they're still out of whack. You know what I mean? So, but, I mean, you look, What's Trump going to do different?
Who knows? He ain't. That's the problem with these campaigns. They don't talk about what they want to do for us. They're talking about how bad the other guy. Who gives a fuck what Biden did in the last 3 years? I want to know what he's going to do in the next 4 years.
Right. See, same with me.
Same thing with Trump. What's he going to do in the next 4 years? Do you know?
Yeah, no.
I ain't heard nothing.
I haven't heard any.
Heard a lot of bullshit, but lay it out. Lay it out. Both of you, lay it out.
But they don't. And
I know they don't.
Accept it. We accept it, though. That's what's wrong with us, too. Think of that, Dave. What's wrong with you and me, or you and me, us as voters, or if you want to call them, not vote, followers. We accept it. Nobody holds any of these candidates to anything they say. Biden said he was going to fix the wall. He did absolutely nothing for the wall. Give Trump his due. He tried something. Whether it worked or not, whether that wall was there and all the bullshit and everything goes on, he did something. He tried something. I don't see one thing in the last 3 years about anything with this wall except the one thing Biden tried to pass and the Republicans didn't want to pass it. Right. All that. That was all political. But before that, Kamala Harris is supposed to be down there taking care. And she's laughing like an idiot moron, which she is. Like this, that border. We're going to get that border. She's laughing. Like that lady, I don't get it. And they're talking about her being ahead of Trump.
She's better in the polls than not in Trump. She's better in the polls than Biden.
Against Trump.
She was before the shooting. She was head-to-head with him in the polls.
No, she was up 3 points.
Okay. Was she? What, nationwide polls or battleground states?
No, 3 polls. 46, 43 or 46, 44 in one poll. And Trump and Biden was tied, dead even after this bad, thing.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm wanting to see what Trump. Oh man, well, let's look at Biden's speech. It's right now.
He ain't on now. It's gonna be.
It's
later.
Done already. Let me watch it with you right here. It's only gonna be a few minutes. Watch this. President Biden's speech about assassination attempt
tonight.
He did only one time he did that, Dave.
He did it today before.
Look. 31 minutes ago. Right here, 6 minutes. See it? Streamed 31 minutes ago. Here is Biden's. I want people to listen to it, too. You can take one of your ears.
And most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together. Yesterday's shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania calls on all of us to take a step back. Take stock of where we are, how we go forward from here. Thankfully, former Trump is not seriously injured. I spoke with him last night. Trump. I'm grateful. He's doing well, and Jill and I keep him and his family in our prayers. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victims who was killed. Corey was a husband, a father, a volunteer firefighter, a hero, sheltering his family from those bullets. We should all hold his family and all those injured in our prayers. Earlier today, I spoke about an ongoing investigation. We do not know the motive of the shooter yet. We don't know his opinions or affiliations. We don't know whether he had help or support or if he communicated with anyone else. Law enforcement professionals, as I speak, are investigating those questions. Tonight, I want to speak to what we do know. A former president was shot, an American citizen killed, while simply exercising his freedom to support the candidate of his choosing. We cannot, we must not go down this road in America. We've traveled before throughout our history. Violence has never been the answer. Whether it's with members of Congress of both parties being targeted and shot, or a violent mob attacking the Capitol on January 6th, or a brutal attack on the spouse of former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, or information and intimidation on election officials, or the kidnapping plot against the sitting governor, or an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. There's no place in America for this kind of violence, for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. You know, the political record of this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. We all have a responsibility to do that. Yes, we have deeply felt strong disagreements. The stakes in this election are enormously high. I've said it many times that the choice in this election we make in this election is going to shape the future of America and the world for decades to come. I believe that with all my soul. I know that millions of my fellow Americans believe it as well. And some have a different view as to the direction our country should take. Disagreement is inevitable in American democracy. It's part of human nature. But politics must never be a literal battlefield, and God forbid, a killing field. I believe politics ought to be an arena for peaceful debate, to pursue justice, to make decisions guided by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. We stand for an America, not of extremism and fury, but of decency and grace. All of us now face the time of testing as the election approaches. And the higher the stakes, the more fervent the passions become. This places an added burden on each of us to ensure that no matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend into violence. The Republican convention will start tomorrow. I have no doubt they'll criticize my record and offer their own vision for this country. I'll be traveling this week making the case for our record and the vision, my vision of the country, our vision. I'll continue to speak out strongly for our democracy, stand up for our Constitution and the rule of law, to call for action at the ballot box, no violence on our streets. That's how democracy should work. We debate and disagree. We compare and contrast the character of the candidates, the records, the issues, the agenda, the vision for America. But in America, we resolve our differences at the battle box. You know, that's how we do it, at the battle box, not with bullets. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of would-be assassins. You know, the path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence. You know, we're blessed to live in the greatest country on earth, and I believe that with every soul, every power of my being. So tonight, I'm asking every American to recommit, to make America, think about it. What's made America so special? Here in America, everyone must be treated with dignity and respect, and hate must have no safe harbor. Here in America, we need to get out of our silos, where we only listen to those with whom we agree, where misinformation is rampant, where foreign actors fan the flames of our division to shape the outcomes consistent with their interests, not ours. Let's remember, here in America, while unity is the most elusive of goals right now, nothing is more important for us now than standing together. We can do this. You know, from the beginning, our founders understood the power of passion, so they created democracy that gave reason and balance a chance to prevail over brute force. That's the American we must be. An American democracy where arguments are made in good faith. An American democracy where the rule of law is respected. An American democracy where decency, dignity, fair play aren't just quaint notions, but living, breathing realities. We owe that to those who come before us, to those who gave their lives for this country. We owe that to ourselves. We owe it to our children and our grandchildren. Look, let's never lose sight of who we are. Let's remember we are the United States of America. There is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
Yeah, well, there's our president speaking about awards. I think it was a good speech. I mean, I think it was 6 minutes long. I think it was perfect, like lengthwise. I didn't want to see a long speech. I don't know what else you could say, but let's see what happens in this week coming up. Is the Republicans going to go, Joe Biden? They're going to call him an idiot. I mean, and you can't blame him for that. I mean, obviously you have to call people's flaws out or whatever they are. Obviously. We know that. You and I know that. But does one party become the bigger party and chance losing?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. It all depends on, like I said before, I said in the beginning of this podcast, I said, it depends on how Trump
plays his cards right, he wins.
Trump plays his card right. I think he's got some passion on his side. Yes.
Passion? I think he's got
sympathy.
Yeah, I mean, but does the sympathy vote last?
It depends on how he takes it.
I tell you what I think lasts. him doing that I think you're going to see him holding his hands up with that blood on his head like a hero.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's just going to do that like a big shit, you know. And I think, I don't know if it'll rally all the way through to the finish. I don't know what's going to happen from here, obviously. I hope there's not an assassination attempt on the president now, you know. But this guy's a Republican, too, now they're finding out. The guy who did it.
The shooter.
I mean.
He's a registered Republican.
Yeah, we know, yeah. Nobody knows, and nobody knows what matters and cares and why he did it. He's a wacko. He's a young kid, man. What does he even know about? The guy, you know, the guy was born in September of 2003.
He was a 20-year-old kid. I know that.
September of 03.
Right, so this September he would have been 21.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, right? Can you look how young, man? Yeah. David, that's I was out of prison in 2007. That means I was in and out of prison before the kid was almost born.
Kid had a lot of problems, obviously.
Yeah, you got to be.
Obviously, if you think you're going to get away with that and not get killed.
If you think you're getting away with that, with either not being killed or going to prison for the rest of your life.
Or going to prison for the rest of your life. Injured.
I mean, yeah, you don't even understand. I mean, I don't know. We're going to find out what happens with these leaks, if you want to call that. I think there's going to be.
What do you mean?
You know, there's leaks, the leaks that are out right now. So I don't know about what leaks are. You know, the leaks about, like, people saying that they called the police and the guy was up there.
We'll find out.
You know, security leaks is what I meant. That's what I meant.
We'll find
security
out.
leaks.
We'll find out.
What we're going to do, we're going to do another podcast because I want, you know, has your predictions changed right now?
Well,
I mean, you were very, very strong. You were willing to bet anybody big money on Biden beating Trump.
I'm not even 100% sure anymore if Biden's even going to be the candidate.
Oh, that's throwing a big clever thing in there.
So we got to wait for a couple of weeks, at least
August. They have until August, I heard.
Well, that's the convention for the Democrats.
Yeah.
You
know, my thing is, what happens after the convention? Everything's going well, and now a month before, 3 weeks before the
he has another blip.
He drops dead.
What happens?
Then the president is on the ticket.
There's got to be somebody who runs.
You know what I mean? The country's not going to stop. I know the vice president takes over.
I don't. That's a good question. What would happen after the convention if he's nominated?
It just drops dead.
Oh, good question. Well, obviously, Kamala Harris becomes president until the end of the term, and then who runs against Trump? I don't know.
I don't
know how that works.
No, the term is after the election, so the thing is before the election. See, Kamala Harris will then be the president until January, whenever.
Yeah, who's going to run against Trump?
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
He don't automatically become president.
No. Otherwise,
that'd
be a strategy. Just kill the guy before he was in office.
I don't know how that works.
No, they have to have like their backup, or maybe their vice presidential candidate, the guy they nominate with them. Like Trump is going to nominate his vice president.
Yeah, what about it?
So if Trump dropped dead before the election, his guy they nominated.
And what happens if Biden gets killed?
Whoever he nominated with his, so it would be the vice president.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought about that for a second. But anyway, who knows? I hope nothing else happens. Look at Trump, though, defiant. Got to give him that, man. You got to give him. He gets up and goes, get my shoes. That's what he says.
Bite.
And he goes, fight. Yeah, I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, here's this guy, you know, and this stupid kid gets, I mean, how he gets so close is just amazing. It really just blows me away. You know, I can't. Look at him. Hey, look at this kid.
That was him in high school.
Still, he's only out of high school a year, they said, a year and a half.
Yeah, I know.
Look, he just graduated.
2022. A motive for the show.
Where was he from even? Was he the
from this right here, this Pennsylvania area.
He's a local guy.
Yeah, Butte or whatever that is. And
Butler, whatever, I don't know.
Right. And look at that cop. He looks like a cop. If there's nobody who looks like a cop, it's that guy right there. You look like a cop out of the cops.
Law enforcement sources tell CBS News.
See, look at this. This is, you know,
rifle from the top of a shed
right there, and it was right to the side, right there. Right, isn't it, Dave, on the left? Yeah,
it was that way.
Right.
Others were injured.
Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot.
Oh, wow.
This guy must have been shot in the arm.
I made my way over.
Oh, yeah, there's people behind it. Somebody else might have been shot.
Let me help you.
Because you know the bullet. But the bullet went right by Trump. You saw that. So it could have killed someone.
Supposedly, there's 2 people in the hospital and 1 dead.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
One was
now
shot
the one I heard was in the forward before Trump.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like,
I guess it was the first shot that killed somebody else.
Not pulled him off the stage?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm standing there pointing at him for.
This is the guy who says
2-3
he
minutes.
seen him on a roof
Secret
and he
Service
notified
is looking
local
at us
police.
from the top of
Yeah,
the
it's just the
barn.
guy. This guy right here holding this in.
Yeah, he's the one who
Just
said
standing
it.
there like this, and next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
Law enforcement defended their security.
That's the guy shooting.
Is that the guy who killed him right there with that shot?
In their defense,
that was the sharpshooter on the roof.
It is incredibly difficult to have a venue open to the public and to secure that against any possible threat, against a very determined attacker.
All right, we're going to do another podcast soon?
Oh, yeah, hold on.
We'll get Paulie and stuff.
Yeah, what we'll do, bro, is get the call. If people want to hear, I wanted to do this thing because now I wanted to see. My thing
We have
is,
to unite this country.
listen, I thought after the debate that Biden was done. I really did.
Oh, me too.
Now, don't get me wrong. The Democratic Party built them up. You know, I mean, they're defending them. They're doing their thing. Every one of them, which is okay. I can't stand to see a 78-year-old and an 81-year-old, 2-year-old. You know,
I
really
said
running
that,
for
I
president.
said that 2 years or a year ago on this show or this not this podcast, but a podcast before. This country can't find two better runners.
50-year-old guys with a little energy.
2 80-year-old people. I mean, 80, whatever.
You're right,
80,
78 and 80.
Whatever it is. I mean, it's close enough. They're both losing it. One's losing it more than the other.
Right.
But they're both losing it.
Totally,
They showed clips of Trump calling Pelosi another name and this and that.
Oh, 100%. They're both
losing it.
They're both old.
I mean, of course, one's losing it more than the other, but, I mean, come on, man. America can't find 2 better candidates. That's a shame.
That is a shame. With that said, Dave, we're going to do another. Can you give me any sports updates coming up? People have been asking about that. Am I going to do a little bit about sports? What's going on in the sports world? Give me a roundup.
Well, baseball's the only sport on, really.
Well, we're going to a Met game. I want to let everybody know.
Yeah.
We're going to be in New York City. My brother, me, my whole New York crew. We're going to a Met game on the 26th.
Yep, it's a Friday night against Atlanta.
Against Atlanta. We got the Bronx boys. There's going to be about 10 of us, 12 of us. or
however many, yeah.
We're going to be on Friday night at the Met game. We're going to probably tailgate with my RV, so people are going to probably stop by if they do.
Yep.
If they know we're there. So we're going to be
We'll be up there. We'll do a podcast before that.
Oh, we're going to do a podcast. We're going to do one there.
We'll do one shortly.
I want to do a video, too. I was thinking, what do you think about this?
We can do a video
with the boys, all of us guys from the Bronx. Ronnie, Wayne, Dennis, you, me. Yeah, in a circle.
25-minute video.
Can you imagine the stories just start flying?
Yeah.
And that'd be a lot of fun. And we're talking 50 years ago when we were kids.
Yeah.
50 years ago, bro. You're 64.
4.
You're 64. I'll be 63. That's right. Yep. Holy shit. Anyway, bro, thanks for the show.
Yep.
I'll see you maybe Friday or the next Friday because if something come popping, I'm calling you.
You got it.
You got it. All right, everybody, please stay safe. Make sure you make good choices. And listen, see us here every Tuesday and Friday. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe.
Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Here's what happened. He ended up getting caught, and I don't mean caught. I hate to say this, exposed, which I don't think is right. He had an OnlyFans, a gay OnlyFans, where he was a bottom dressed up in outfits, maid outfits, and hot, skimpy outfits. And believe it or not, he kind of looked like a woman in his own way. And he was taking some very large black...
Very, very large.
Black...
Vaginally?
I don't know. Not vaginally. Obviously,
looks like
anally and orally.
The good old 1-2.
Listen, nothing shocks me with people on the internet.
This is a little shocking. Just because he was supposed to be the gamer... Bro,
I told
jock.
you. Did I not tell you years ago? Months ago, that
you did call it, and I thought you were just being like as a funny joke, but you kept calling it, and you were like, "That is." You kept saying he was Dana's new bottom. You kept saying that's Dana's new bottom, and
did I say Dana's new bottom?
Yeah, I was like, "That's funny."
I like Dana,
but
too.
I don't believe it. I think that could have totally been Dana's new bottom.
No, I don't think Dana. I don't.
You don't think Steve will do it? His bottom bitch.
My bottom bitch.
LaShonda.
LaShonda.
Yolanda. What's that?
LaShonda, the chief of police. I need you. I won't hit you.
I want
nothing
you.
without
I
you.
need you.
You my bottom
coming here, Keisha.
No,
After
what
the way you
really
treated
shocked
me,
everybody.
I need a pimp that doesn't beat me every
that
time he gets drunk. Yolanda.
He was doing